I'm hosting another party.
What's that?
I said I'm hosting another party.
When's that?
So I decided to run a weekly kind of social meetup at this coffee shop that I've been frequenting,
Okay.
and I decided on that location because I like the demographic of people that frequent that coffee shop,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you recall, but I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke. I don't do anything, that usually makes people social with each other. So um, I kind of need to find my own way, my own path, and I've
Hmm.
begun running I began running the ad a couple of days ago. I already have my first hit. It's this beautiful girl. Actually reminds me of someone I'm talking to all the way out in Seattle too. But um, I'm kind of running it for ages 20 to 32, and I aimed it for people that like business, entrepreneurship, fashion, beauty, and mainly.
That's awesome, man. So, sorry, go ahead.
I just said thank you.
Oh yeah, of course. So, so you picked out a venue, you did the coffee shop. Did you talk to the coffee shop about doing a regular thing at their spot or not yet?
No, um, first of all, the coffee shop is actually quite small. It's
Hmm.
not something I would host bigger social groups at. Um, if anything, I would try to host it at this wood fried pizza place slash bar a little further down the street.
Yeah.
And like even further than that, there's like a ice cream sort of creamery type place uh, that has board game stuff like that. So I envisioned it as my way of creating my social group,
Yeah.
ideal people.
That's awesome, man. So who do you envision this like social event or this community being for? Is there like
Um,
a specific like group of interest or a specific type of individual or somebody that has like a particular psychographic, like whether that's singles or something like that?
well, I don't really. If I really think about the people that I kind of want to meet, it's like girls that are still girly, and then men that are like, they have their finances in check, and they don't have, uh, we'll say, the problems that I've met in the other people that I've met here,
Yeah.
Florida. Um, for example, I'm a hydraulic technician for an aerospace engineering company now, and I'm looking for other people that are either you know, in smarter fields, or like, they've risen themselves above, basic. I don't want to criticize work to work, but I want to meet more engineers. I want to meet more tech geeks. I want to meet more, uh, women from good backgrounds. I just want to meet a higher class of.
Yeah. Yeah, career professionals is what it sounds
Yes.
like. Yeah. Nice.
So,
So what are you putting out there on the ad? Is it more so like, social circle for career professionals, or is it more so like, coffee party?
well, right now it's just an ad that says, I'm pulling it up here. Thought I had it. Maybe it's in my downloads.
No worries. Take your time.
So I call it the Tarpon Circle, um, because it's in Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a direct message. with the actual picture that I chose.
So you did so that's like the neighborhood that you live in. You said that it's called Parkman's.
Tarpon, Tarpon, and the the neighborhood I actually live in is called Newport Richey.
Yeah.
Um, but Newport Richey does have a really nice kind of bar scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just not very I don't know how, like, it's a party scene, and I'm looking for, imagine Harvard. Imagine a lot of smart people in a small area
Yeah.
that care more about other things in their life than going out and partying.
Yeah. Is that what you put in the caption? I'm curious if you remember or recall what might have been in the caption for this ad.
It just says the same default message that you suggested when we first trained together, which is like free event DM for guest list.
Okay.
Maybe I should have, you know, added some details to it. It's just the first version of it, but I will continually run the same location, same ad, um, just to see what it attracts, basically.
Yeah.
Um, if anything, if I have interesting conversations with new people on a weekly basis, that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, for sure. So
But
we
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, because we've tested both ways. We've tested doing things very, very broad, and then also doing things really niched down and narrow. And actually, both can work. So if the ad is the Tarpon Circle, DM for details, and then the caption is, you said like private event or
It just said free event
free
DM.
event, free event DM for guest list. So that's like, so that's a very, very, very broad messaging and marketing angle on the front end. What kind of people are like in the interests?
Uh, the interest.
Do you recall, or is that pretty broad too?
No, it's 20 to 35, and
Okay.
people that are interested in like business, entrepreneurship, coffee, obviously. Um, I'm bringing up the ad to tell you exactly what the interests are.
Nice. Okay, so like entrepreneurship and stuff like that, though.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Like I'm the type of person that doesn't get off work, and let's see. It says people you chose: beauty, finance, fashion, and style. Thought
Okay.
I thought I chose more interest in that. Okay.
So like
Uh,
industries.
yeah, I should have added a little more. Um, I thought I did, but I
Eh,
had to recreate that a couple times because Instagram says website visits now, even if you don't choose website, and it kind of weirded me out. I was like, well, I don't want them to visit my website. I just want them to, message me.
yeah, you selected message you for the campaign objective.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So how much can you see how much has spent so far? Does it tell you?
$14.12.
Okay. All right. So it's just getting started. And
Yeah,
then how many messages have come back in? Is it just one so far?
just one so far. Yeah, just this week. I run it
Okay.
for $5 a day. I've gotten um, it says 499 website visits and then 861 views. So
Okay. Would you be able to share that? Can I take a look at that if you're able to like share your screen?
sure, sure. Let's see. Window, Instagram, share.
Yeah, it's weird that it doesn't tell you how many, because it should, you see how below where it says messaging conversations started on the ad previous? So,
Yeah. I thought I chose all the same settings as I chose for the previous ads. Now it
okay.
just website visits, and I'm like, I'm not hosting a website.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of weird. So click on view insights for that one.
View insights. Edit. Maybe.
So don't hit edit, go back and then just click on view insights.
Where is that? So I didn't actually see that. 1 second. Oh, insights. Here.
Actually right there, like by the ad itself, there's that blue button that says view insights.
Oh, right there. Okay.
Okay, and then let's take a look here. Scroll down.
Put this out of the way.
Keep going. Profile visits 24. Keep going down. Okay. So I don't think, because this has 24 profile visits, which is pretty good actually. When you see the followers, I think it says the followers are at 0.
Yes, a 0.
Whenever we have like less than a 10% following rate from like profile visits, that can point to the need for profile improvements. So we can take a look at that in a second.
Okay.
But I don't think that this campaign is set up for messaging conversations, is it? Like, are you sure that it is 100%?
I can check again, but I've deleted the ad and tried to recreate it a couple times now just to make sure of that, because website visits confused me. So if I go to create ad, I go to upload media, select computer, say I'm planning on running this ad again. This one. And then enter next. Then right here is where it gets interesting. I chose message you every time.
Okay.
Visit your website is right above it. So it should not be website visits.
Yeah. It doesn't default to it either, so.
I choose Tarpon Springs, male and female.
Yeah.
Which, let's see, the interests.
Do you have like a message that came in from this campaign that we can take a look at just so I can like see that one did generate?
Yeah. Just from Harmony.
Okay, so let's go up to the top here.
Oh yeah, so she followed me in response to the ad, and then I sent that message.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't look like this one was like generated through like a DM conversation.
Okay.
So do you have like a DM conversation that was generated through that campaign? Because if not, I'm thinking it might be set up incorrectly. It's very possible.
Let me try creating this one again. And then here's something else interesting. It says beauty, finance, or fashion and style, right?
Okay.
Edit. Beauty, finance, fashion and style, entrepreneurship, business, or coffee.
Yeah.
So it's more than just that.
Yeah, sometimes the preview won't list out all of them.
Yeah.
And I would also make sure to have targeting expansion turned off too. So you want to always have Advantage Plus and then targeting expansion turned off. Because it'll go beyond the targeting selections that we make, which means that it can actually like go out of your city.
I definitely started noticing that because I was getting messages from people that were way outside of the age range that I wanted to aim for.
For the age range, yeah. So save that. And then if you were to run it again, there's a couple of tweaks that I would make.
What would you tweak?
So I would, in terms of like the actual ad itself. So it says the Tarpon Circle, which is fine. Because people will recognize the city.
Yeah, that was kind of my main thing. Is like Tarpon sells itself. it's a very like local downtowny type area with fruity, coffee shops and cool
Yeah.
places to go.
Yeah, yeah. So what's worked well is if you're going to basically like advertise like a social circle or like the name of a social circle, maybe like for example, the one that we did in Chicago was called like Thrive Circle.
Tribe circle, so something
Yeah.
custom,
What's that?
something like something unique, something not just so. The tarpon circle is very.
Yeah, you could use the Tarpon Circle, but it was Thrive Circle Chicago, and then it said private event.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I would add that in there on this one if you did like the Tarpon Circle private event. And then you can do like DM for guest list or DM for details. Uh, but yeah, I would make sure that people know because I mean that's what works pretty well is when people, feel like they're,
Part of something.
like claiming something. Yeah, they're like claiming something or they're receiving something or getting something
Yeah.
by clicking the button. So details, right? Like, getting details is kind of like being able to, take something,
Yeah.
but think of it kind of like, I don't know, it's October, so I'll just use like the Halloween candy example. Um, if there's just like a bowl of like Halloween candy,
Hmm.
and on one side you got like some, something standard, and then on the other side it's like you just basically want it to be as enticing as possible. So exclusive event, private event, social event, just so that they understand a little bit, just so that there's a little bit more that they're like grabbing onto because it's in the description, but that would be the second thing that I would change is I'm gonna share my screen real quick, but I would use this caption generator that's in the vault.
Hmm.
And I would generate a caption. So what we found is that the longer captions are doing better.
Okay.
So like for example, whenever it's between like 100 to 200 words, I'll just bring up ChatGPT real fast. Oops. So plug
I'm
this
ready.
in.
I'm ready to run a prompt whenever you want me to.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. I'm not sure if you can see it here.
I can.
Okay, so we'd put in basically just like a description of what we're trying to do. So it's like a new social circle for, here, one second. So it's a new social circle for, you were saying like career professionals, right?
Yeah, career professionals, entrepreneurs. I say people with their lives together, but it really means just like people with money.
Right. I mean,
Hard.
so ChatGPT will make it sound better. You can always just like brain dump into the prompt here.
Hmm.
We can say like people with their lives together.
Yeah.
And then you can also do things that people are like sick of or things that people are like kind of like tired of. So for you, it's like, tired of drinking
Party.
or, not interested in partying. Um, what else would you say about that?
Uh,
Is that about it?
think like good friends pops in my head. That's not descriptive of any.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it's good though, good friends. What else is it? Who else is it for? What else is it about? And then like what are like the benefits for
probably,
yourself, and
probably,
then
yeah, probably people that like to go out. I mean, me meeting these people is going to be a benefit to myself on its own.
yep,
Um,
meet new people, yep.
so yeah, people that are social, people that may or may not already have a friend group as well, something that I can be, you know, I can join or be a part of. Um,
Yeah, we can mention coffee as well, since it sounds like the activity or event that you plan to do is, around more like morning time, right? And it's around
yes,
like, okay, cool.
yeah, coffee's a big one. I noticed coffee attract like I sit at this little coffee shop and I am talking to people that I ended up talking to one guy that was designing car dealerships in Fort Myers, and then I
Yeah,
sat and talked to another guy. He was developing um, the semiconductor chips in your phones, and then
right.
I talked to this woman and her daughter, and she and her husband were owners of a liquor store. You know, they're business owners, and they've been doing this for 20 something years. You know, these are people that not only have their shit together, but they have a hold on life that is beyond um, most of the people that I've met. And I'm trying to break into that circle because I somehow I know that's kind of key to building my wealth.
Yeah, definitely, man. Do you see the paragraph that I pasted into the Google meeting here? It's in
Uh,
the in-call messages on the bottom right. There's a little like
oh,
speech
I see.
bubble looking type of thing.
Chat with everyone. Okay.
So something like this, and this is just like GPT generated, but if you want to like read through that real quick, does that kind of like sound like what you're going for? Like, does that fit your vision? Because the way that we build out these social circles is we first think about, what do we want? What are we looking for? What are we sick of? What are the reasons that we want this, and what is it that we want to create? And then
Hmm.
all we're really doing is just using AI and digital marketing to bring that to market, to find the other people in our area that are thinking the same thing. Because as humans, our interests and preferences, they do change and vary, but like at our core and fundamentally, we're all kind of like going after the same thing. So,
Yeah.
you've got to imagine that out of all of the thousands of people around you, maybe not all of them are going to like resonate with exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
A coffee meetup or like a coffee event in the morning for career professionals, entrepreneurs. It does sound interesting for sure. For me personally, I'm just not a morning person, right? But there's gonna be people that are like legitimately sick of partying, that are like they don't want to go out to the bars, you know what I mean? And so to them, it's
They read
yeah,
that. It's like a
it
magic.
resonates. Yeah, it resonates. And so we started getting a little bit more descriptive with the captions here, because if it stands out to somebody, they're going to be seeking more information, because we keep the actual picture for the ad very broad. Like it's very much so just a visual hook.
Yep.
And then if that hooks them and they start reading about a new kind of social circle, no hangovers, no late nights, just genuine connections with career driven professionals who have their lives together. I mean, you know, that alone is going to be enough to, not only get someone interested in clicking, but really actually like excited to like show up to this thing.
Hmm. That's
So
that sounds perfect, honestly. And yeah, I have to imagine there's other people out there that are going to be drawn to this kind of party because it's like, well, there's nothing for that group of people,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
and,
part of the problem.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it is like a gap in the market, that's where things like run clubs and wellness events and
Yep.
coffee meetups and cold plunge meetups, like that's where these things are beginning to become really trendy. And that's where, places like Miami, for example, if you just look at Miami, like Miami is trying to basically become like the wellness capital of the world.
Yeah.
They're trying to shift more into, less into like, space and nightlife and all that different stuff, and more into health and wellness and vitality. And like people are like partying in the morning, but everybody's just, drinking coffee, or maybe,
Yeah.
these like wellness seltzers and these non-alcoholic drink brands are becoming really popular and all that stuff. So I mean, it's definitely
Like
in demand. Yeah.
all and there's certainly no problem with going out and having a drink and being social and having a good time. Um, the problem is I meet a whole lot of people that use it as their, well, if they're going to be social, they have to be drinking.
Right.
And I'm of the opinion that's not the case. that's not absolutely not a requirement. And I like the conversations that I have, um, just being sober and not I'm putting an unusual amount of emphasis on it, but it's because I'm surrounded by people that really do drink their asses off, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
Well, and I've been that person myself, the reason that I've gone to these like chili coffee club events,
Mhm.
which is something that you might want to think about trying to create if at all possible. Like it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility to be able to, get a local, company that, sells cold plunges or rents cold plunges or whatever, team up with them for the coffee event by asking the coffee venue if they want to host, and then just being the person that puts everybody together or markets it or gets the people there. But I've been going to these chili coffee club events where it's basically coffee vendors and then cold plunges that are brought in by, I don't even know who does them, and then these like mobile saunas that get brought in by these retailers that sell these mobile saunas. And so you've got these parties that happen from like 10 a.m. to like 1 p.m. And it's just a bunch of people cold plunging and drinking coffee and going in and out of saunas and stuff like that.
what
But
is it? What is a cold plunge?
what is a cold plunge?
Yeah, I've never heard of it before.
It's just like an ice bath. Like it's an ice bath. Yeah.
People are just taking ice baths at these events then?
Yeah. You
What?
haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen that. I've heard of it before, but
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a pretty like trendy thing to do. Like I will say I've done several of them and it does like it fucks you up. Like in a good way
yeah,
though.
I
Like
could imagine. I hate the cold.
yeah, yeah, and it definitely works to like wake you up and give you energy and like make you feel some dopamine. And I'm sure that it helps with your telomeres and all these different things that they talk about with longevity and all that shit. So it's just people want to like be healthy and live longer, but they still want to like fuck and they still want to like meet people and have fun. So
Yeah,
big opportunity, So I mean,
I
you
just
might
yeah,
consider,
I want it to be. I want the focus not to be, if we're hanging out together, we're gonna be drinking. That's it.
yeah.
Let's hang out. Let's go to a nice Italian restaurant. Let's eat some good food, and let's go back home and watch a movie.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna party until 2 a.m. and I have a morning shift job now, and
Mm,
I'm more of an engineer than anything. And
yeah.
it's hard for people like me to find other like-minded individuals, especially on the female side. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm trying to fix by running this party. Basically, that is my problem. That is my way of solving it.
Yeah, so I think it's a great idea. And so like I'm trying to see if there's any like Newport Richie cold plunge retailing places. Um it looks like there probably is. But anyways, just an idea for you. Like you could see if they want to partner up and you could like incorporate the cold plunge, incorporate the coffee, do the maybe even do the saunas. But anyways, the reason that I go to them is I mean, it's not just because there's a bunch of like really fit and wellness minded attractive women that are like really fucking hot. Like they have abs and they have like, fitness booties. They also like they're girls that I've also seen out at bars and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's not that people don't do that, but for the same reason that I go to these is because it's just an opportunity to switch it up. Like I personally don't want my Instagram feed being just bottle service. Like,
yeah,
just, I like to go to the morning chili coffee club, like even sometimes just to make an appearance, just to switch up what people are seeing on my stories.
and
Like,
that's
okay,
great. I strongly agree with that. That's fantastic. And
yeah,
I know you probably know shitloads of people at this point. I mean, you must be a social butterfly yourself.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, my Rolodex of people here in Charlotte is at least a couple thousand, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would, if you're gonna launch that, like I would,
It's hard for me to just. It's even hard for me to meet women that wear sundresses. I mean, that like it's it's just dry out there for me.
yeah. So the Tarpon Circle, which is basically your neighborhood private event, people are interested in a private event, they'll click, or they'll at the very least read the caption.
Yeah.
And then the caption I sent to you here in the in-call messages. So, it talks about how this isn't about drinking or partying. Where does it go? This isn't about drinking or partying. It's about meaningful conversations, networking that feels natural, and mornings that set the tone for the rest of your week. If you've been looking for a place to belong, be social, build relationships without the noise, then this is your community. That's pretty good. You could switch that up. You know what I mean? Like I like to. I don't want it to sound so much like ChatGPT. I don't want to have
Yeah.
the dashes that are in there that ChatGPT puts in there. But that's the basis of it. So for anybody that's sticking to that, I would roll with it. And then here's exactly what you say when they respond as well. I would just basically copy paste this response to every single person that replies to the ad. And I would just say, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. Next event, next party coming soon. For now, we're in the early phases of putting together the master group for this new social circle. Want me to add you in?
Okay.
So like that becomes the offer, like on the front end. So like the pitch is no longer, hey, day, place, time. Like, be here on Friday at XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And the reason is twofold, because like the whole point of kind of like the social game is to be able to like keep people inside of a ecosystem, right? The whole premise is that you make friends not necessarily as much by like forming a bunch of commonalities with them, as much as it's about just like seeing them over and over again and just becoming trusted and familiar.
Yep.
Like it's just the familiarity effect.
And I've
So
noticed that there's only been a couple of people that I've really became so familiar with that I was just like, wow, I actually still want to see this person over and over and over again. And it's because I grew up not knowing a lot of people. But when I did have that familiar feeling, it was like, wow, this is the feeling that I really want to chase.
yeah. Yeah, and it's the reason that, people form like odd friendships with like work colleagues and coworkers, like all of a sudden you find yourself hanging out with like, your friends with the office person that's just like totally not similar to you at all. You guys just spend a shit ton of time together.
Yeah.
And it's the same reason people, sing along to the shitty songs that they play at dive bars that were released back in the early 2000s. It's not
Yep.
it's not a good, it's not new, it's not anything like extraordinary, it's just familiar. Like people
Yeah.
just
Karaoke is just so popular here. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and the best karaoke songs are songs that other people understand, right? Like other people can sing along to, other people like get it. If someone gets up and sings karaoke and it's like the one song that they're the only person that knows it, people are kind of just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
So what we're doing in the beginning is just like kind of sidestepping the party and just inviting them into the group, like inviting them into the community itself. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, like we've got details coming your way soon, but for now we're basically putting together the group for this new circle that we're creating. Do you want to be a part of it? Do you want me to add you in? They just say yes. And then, so what I would do if I was you is I would create a group chat on Instagram and I would just call it the Tarpon Inner Circle.
Okay.
I would just create a group chat called Tarpon Inner Circle, and it's just a chat that exists to store and like house and basically like just like place everybody that replies to the ad, like regardless of who they are. Because this isn't like an event guest list anymore. This isn't like a party chat. It's just a community, and it's like the more people you have in there, the better. Because like the more we get into this stuff, the deeper down the rabbit hole we go with like the digital marketing and like the event planning stuff.
Yeah.
Like to me, the whole social game is becoming less of an alternative to like cold approach, right? Because that's how I learned about social game.
Yeah.
It was basically just like a mutation of pickup, you know? Like Social Circle was just like basically another way to be a pickup artist, essentially, right?
Right.
The way that I see it now is like Social Circle is more the way that we're doing it this way. It's more like starting a business.
Yeah.
Like you like
Appeals to me
like
massively.
yeah, it's like founding a company.
Yeah.
Right? Like you want to create, like ideally you create a social circle around something that actually like lasts and that you could actually even potentially like profit from too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get a bunch of people responding to your ad, and then regardless of whether they can make it to the party or event, they just say yes to the community, and then you fill up a group chat community of 30, 40, 50 people. Well, like a captive audience of 50 local people that are kind of on the same page about, like a place to be social without the hangovers.
Yeah.
That's like that's worth money, like the community that you create, right? Like not that you can directly monetize it unless you're selling them like products or services, but you can use that list, right? Like that community, you can go to the coffee shop that you're talking about and just be like, hey, like I run this community, right? Like I run this social circle of what is it, like career professionals that are tired of going to the bars. And we're thinking about hosting events in the morning, more based around like coffee and wellness. We're just curious if like you guys wanted to partner up and do like a regular thing. They'll probably say yes.
Yes. And I absolutely see taking it there as well. Quick question. What about it says private event, but it's not really an event. It's kind of like, an invite to a group. So why not private group?
You could do that. Yeah, you could do that too. We've been doing that as well, where it's like social circle for career professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not even advertising, like we're advertising a community directly. Like I like to call it social circle because I think that kind of comes with some like I think it just kind of comes with a different appeal than if it's like, you could do private community for XYZ, social circle for XYZ, the Tarpon Circle community for entrepreneurs, right? Like not even private event.
Yeah.
Like that alone will get people clicking on it, just saying like, can I get more information? Now, definitely when we've kind of gone between the two, you got to be careful if you're just advertising a community or advertising a social circle or advertising like a group, because it can be hit or miss. But what hits every time is when we lead with a party invitation on the ad. So on the front end, it's like they do think that they're like basically buying a free ticket to a party,
I see.
because like join a community can be a little bit more friction than like, you know,
Like,
get
yeah,
on,
I'm not sold on the idea yet. So why are
yeah,
you? No, I get it.
yeah, like get on the guest list for a party that's happening this weekend. I might as well take it whether I show up or not,
Yeah.
just because I'm adverse to, like, humans are like hoarders, like there's always like fear of loss. Like we want to like collect things. Like if there's something free, then just like you might as well just like grab it, if it's
Yep.
easy enough.
Yep.
Yeah, I probably won't even use it, but let me just take it.
Yeah. Just in
So
case. Just in case.
yeah, so you could do like wellness party, or you could call it like a coffee party. But the more that it's something that people aren't going to recognize, like, Tarpon is something that they can recognize. If it's not a venue that they can recognize, if it's just like coffee party,
Yeah.
that could work if it's tied to who it's for. So like coffee party for entrepreneurs, coffee party for, you could even try out like a coffee party for people sick of dive bars or for people sick of nightlife.
Yeah.
That could be powerful. Like we haven't experimented much. Like there hasn't been many guys experimenting with like negative advertising, but like negative advertising is actually like more powerful than even like positive.
Really?
Like for example, like if you look at the sales page for my offer that I run all of the ads to, the first thing on the headline, the sub headline, is for guys that are sick of cold approach and dating apps only,
Yeah.
where
And
it's almost kind of like
that could mean.
it's like exclusive, right? Like this party is only for guys, this offer or whatever, it's only for guys that are sick of dating apps and are tired of cold approach. So that's like a negative, right? There's like the negative emotions there.
Oh yeah. And I was very, very tired of it.
So, but you could do that here. I mean, you could even do coffee party for people sick of nightlife. That would probably get a lot of clicks.
Okay. Sick of nightlife.
Because
So
that's what you're talking about, right? Like that's your main pain point here. And so
yeah,
all you got to do is look within. Like if you're going to
I
build a
want to
social,
socialize, but I don't want to have to go to a bar at 10 p.m. in order to socialize.
yeah, that all right there is like the foundational copy to your advertising.
Yep.
Like all you have to do is kind of like look inwards, because we're creating a social circle. Like you're the ideal avatar for the social circle.
Very.
You know what I mean? Because like you're creating it. Like you're creating it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like so
And
then it's being created for other people.
if I was less confident in that version of myself, then I probably would have started drinking, or I probably would have started doing drugs, and I probably would have started doing the other things that other people have met. I probably would have started vaping, but I never did.
Yeah.
And I just it's not something I want to adopt, and it's harder for me to connect with those people because they do it and I don't.
Yeah, for sure. And like what I would do is I would everything that you just said, I would put that into the caption generator that's inside of the vault into ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would just brain dump all of that in there. Like this party or community or circle is for people that are just like sick of the idea that you have to go out to the bars and you have to drink in order to have confidence and courage and be able to meet new people. Like why can't we be like social and make friends and like meet a girl that I can date or whatever without all of the noise. And
Right.
like it'll generate a caption that's just geared towards this ad. Yeah, making friends you can count on, like all of that stuff.
I've got
Um,
I've got imagine grabbing a coffee. Imagine grabbing a coffee with entrepreneurs, business owners, career-focused individuals, swapping ideas with like-minded people, and actually making friends you can count on. This isn't about drinking, partying, or nightlife. It's about meaningful conversations, networking that feels natural, and mornings that set the tone for the rest of your week.
yeah,
If you've been looking for a place to belong, social, and to build relationships without the noise, this is your community.
yeah, that's pretty good.
It's perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like that. So let's move on to the next one here.
Mm-hmm.
You still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to consciously choose message me, not website visits. It's message you. And then I was pretty happy with that audience. If you have any other suggestions, though, I mean, feel free. Do you know anyone else trying to run parties like these?
I mean, we've got some pretty unique ones going on, but we don't. I can't think of one that we're running right now that's geared towards like a morning event. So yeah, but like does it like by all means it has worked in the past and it'll definitely work for sure. So entrepreneurship, business, beauty, finance, yeah, that's all good.
Yeah.
20 to 32. Go to your locations. Like you're only doing one zip code, right? Like that's pretty small.
Yeah, I was hoping. So I liked the people that actually frequented that coffee shop as well. So I was
So pull up the address to the coffee shop real quick, because that makes it easy as well, like logistically later on down the line. But what I would do is I would just pick the address of the coffee shop, and then instead of doing zip codes, I would just do like a
Oh, no way, you
three.
can do that? You can do like a mile out or
Yeah,
a range.
I would just do like a 3 mile radius around the venue.
Okay, I did not know you could do that. That's cool.
So click on local and then click on, yeah, search for address. Yeah, there it is.
And then do, this is perfect. See, it's gonna track everybody in this area. Yeah,
Yeah.
people in Holiday, people in Trinity.
So go up. You can make it as big as you want.
Yeah, this is definitely, yeah, this is definitely it.
Okay, so let's see the audience size there at the top. Okay, so now you're up to like 46,000. So I mean,
Decent amount.
yeah, like that's pretty good. 20 to 32. Okay, turn off targeting expansion. I don't know why that keeps popping back on. Scroll up now. Does that change it? Okay.
Advantage plus is off as well.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good.
And now we've got 50 to 910. I am hoping for like a 50-50, women and men, not not a sausage fest, to say the least.
Yeah, because and what we noticed as well, like now that we're doing this front end community offer first, where it's
Yeah.
like they reply to the ad and we're just like, hey, what's up? Like plans, planning the next party as we speak. In the meantime, we're putting the master group, for this. We're putting together the guest list for these events or for this community or for this group. Like, do you want to be added in? Like, they're just gonna say yes, dude. Like, it's pretty
Yeah.
rare that somebody would say no. If anything, they just leave it on red, and then you can follow up one time, and they'll be like, "Yeah, sorry, I, got busy or whatever." Sure, like add me. Like, why not? They've already clicked on the ad.
Yeah.
And you can be a little bit less picky because the goal is just to fill it, dude. Like just get as many local people in there as possible because the goal is to get a big enough community going that the event that you host like actually has the 15 to 20 person turnout. That was a big problem that we were trying to figure out for a long time because we were like running the ads and getting interest and then inviting people to parties. And sometimes it was tough to get 20 people to say yes to the party, but then it was really tough to get everybody to show up. Like you're never going to get everybody. Usually it's around 50%, but we noticed that when these group chats were like just people from ads, like it was just ads people, the show up rate was even worse. So this warms them up more, and it gives you more referrals. It gets the community more engaged because what I can do, if you let
Are
me
you talking
know.
about the intro message?
What's that?
Are you talking about the intro message? Like
Yeah.
advertising to specific people?
So the intro message for the community chat is different. So I'll send it to you right here. But basically,
What I mean is my ad has this message geared towards people that are interested in entrepreneurs, business, like-minded people.
yeah.
That must be what you mean, because when you trained me initially, it was just free event DM for guest list, and that did
Yeah.
actually still work a little bit.
Anything can work, like that's the thing is anything can work. But we did notice there was guys that took it upon themselves to write really descriptive captions, and
Yeah.
really descriptive captions were working better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. The person that shows up also happens to be like a partier and stuff. Like it's just gonna be like, oh great, here we go again.
Yeah,
So
I mean, or they didn't read the caption. There's always going to be certain people that just see the image.
that's true.
And that's why when we design these, it looks like that image that you have might be like an iteration of the older prompt. Like the new one was innovated thanks to Austin here. But it's, the new prompt is basically like it's just like a really hot girl taking a selfie. So that's going to stop the scroll no matter who it is. Like it's just crazy how that goes. I launched a new ad that has my girlfriend just like sitting on my lap, and it's fucking crushing all the other ads that I've ever done. No difference. I'm literally the one talking into the camera. There's just like a girl, and it's like anytime you put a woman in it, it's just gonna
The eye candy is insane. I know.
it just stops people from scrolling, you know, because like you got to keep in mind we're working with Instagram. What are most people doing on Instagram? Like they're just fucking cycling through stories or they're fucking scrolling through reels.
Yeah.
And so we just want to try to hook them real quick and then them to understand, you know, social event, okay, even that can be enough. But if it's like social event for entrepreneurs, like you're going to get entrepreneurs that are like excited about it.
Yeah. So if I meet up with guys, the purpose is obviously business, fitness, growth, money. If girls show up, it's obviously like potential mate, you know.
It's
Um,
what?
Potential mate. Like she comes from a good background. She's actually got she actually gets along with her parents, which seems to be hard to find as well. You
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
normal people,
Yeah.
or at least normal to me.
Yeah, okay, and then because here's the thing is with the community, and guys have always complained like, you know, my ad, it's not getting 10 out of 10 women. And the reality is that like to run an ad that's getting just tens, I don't want to say that it's unrealistic, but it's just not likely, you know, like you might get a bunch of like sixes and sevens that are responding. That's fine, right? Like let a bunch of sixes and sevens respond, invite them into the community, allow that community to grow, and allow these sixes and sevens to begin to bring their friends that are like sevens and eights into the chat, into the group, because sevens and eights might not be likely to reply to an ad or go on a dating app or even be receptive to a cold approach, but they'll listen to their friend that's like, join this new thing. And then all of a sudden she's being brought into your community and she sees that you're the leader, but she never saw an ad, which is probably even better, right?
Yeah.
Because she
What do
she
you
doesn't
what do you
like,
think of the picture chosen so far? By the way.
I mean, dude, like it's hard for me to say because like that's why we test it. Like I would just start running it. Like I would test it out and if it's not working after a certain amount of days, like if you're not between $0 to $5 for the messaging conversations,
Mm-hmm.
then I'd probably create another one and start testing that one. Like Ellie, for example, the guy that threw a big party in Salt Lake, he was testing like 15 ads at one time, and they were all spending like $2 a day.
Wow. Okay.
So it was like 20 ads or like 10 ads at $2 a day. So he was spending $20 a day, which, you know, is a lot for some, you know, a little for others, but he was able to see which ones are doing the best and just shut the other ones off. I
Yeah.
mean, that's getting really advanced though, you know, where it's like you've got all these
Pen
different,
testing. Pen testing your party.
yeah, you're just split testing. Yeah. Because that's the point is like if you can get an ad that's cranking out, you know, $1 or $2 messages,
Mm-hmm.
I
And mind
mean,
you,
that's
the level that I'm
gold.
at right now, I'd be happy to get 5 people to show up. And that's, that's already maximum capacity for the size of this coffee shop that I'm inviting people to. It's really not meant for social groups at all. But most of the people don't show up anyway. So until I actually have that problem, I won't change the venue. Once I have that problem, then I'll change the venue. Then I'll find a different location that's in the same area, but has greater capacity to handle the amount of people that are now part of the group.
Well, but that's to me, that's a big problem that the community chat solves is because it gives you time. Like you can just spend time over the next month building the community up to 30 people before you host an event. And then when you have 30 people, you can drop a poll into the community and say, you know, who's ready for the first party? And
Yeah.
get a yes or no poll and get a bunch of people saying yes. And then if you look at that and you see that you've got 10 or 15 or 20 that are saying yes, it's probably a good idea to assume that at this point, you know, forget about that venue. You probably have to find a bigger one or like a better coffee shop.
Have you done that? Have you, like, say, for example, you start advertising a social group. You just
Mhm.
create the group chat and you wait until it's actually like at a decent amount of people and then you invite everybody to a singular location?
That's what everybody's doing now, like across the board.
Okay.
And
Well,
it's like it's solving a lot of problems.
sounds like it.
It's like
I'm surprised
that.
it works because like I don't know, I would envision someone clicking on the ad, realizing that it's just an invite to a group chat, and then like, oh, whatever. But like the vast majority of times that I'm invited to a group chat, unless the notifications start bothering me, I don't leave it either.
Yeah, you don't leave it. Yeah, no, there's no reason to leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you said like it's like totally bothering you.
Yep.
I haven't seen reports of people like having people leaving their group chats. And it's not like the party doesn't happen at some point. You know, it's not really totally bait and switch unless you just never host the party.
Yeah.
You could do that. Like there is value in just creating an online community. Like, and that's kind of what we're doing now is just creating these like digital social circles first.
That's
Right.
cool.
Like,
That's
yeah,
cool as hell. It makes everything so much easier.
like just create the social circle on Instagram first, you know, and then like I said, when there's demand, this will happen too. You know, you get 20, 30, or 50 people in a chat all around, you know, entrepreneurs inner circle.
Yeah.
If you're not after a while, like pulling the trigger on setting up a day, place, and time for everybody to get together, other people in the group start asking like, when is the party going to happen? Should we meet up on, like, other people will take charge, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Because everybody's like socially charged and they're like, what the hell? I get it.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's the game changer because now like we're really, really, really making sure like beyond just waiting until you have 10 people that have said yes to the party before creating a group chat. We're
Yeah.
creating a group chat and then basically getting it to a point where it's built up and they're kind of like asking for the party themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't think that would work. Okay, that works.
I mean,
Wow.
I hadn't thought about it either. I hadn't thought about it either until I brought on a few guys that set up ads, got a shit ton of messages, and hopped on a call with me and I said, we got to throw a party for these people.
Yeah.
Set it up for a week later or 2 weeks later. Got a bunch of people to say yes, created a group chat. And then next thing you know, a guy that just started this, has never run an ad before, has never thrown a party before, and now has this like big guest list. And they're just like, dude, I don't know how to do this. And it's like, I was needing to like rush getting on calls with them. And it's like, dude, it was just,
That's fantastic.
there was problems, you know, it was just issues. Like people were trying to throw parties like way too quickly. Where it's like this is like let's just slow it down. Like slow it down, create a group chat that's called you know, Newport Richie Inner Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Run an ad and then just start inviting people to that.
Okay.
Let them add their friends, let them sit in there. They've, you know, there's guys that have gone 2-3 weeks before announcing a party. Once you get to the 2-3 weeks mark and you got a bunch of people in there, like I said, they're gonna start planning their own shit.
Oh my God.
So
And I see like this does translate to money very easily. If you
now you see it because now you have this community and now you can approach people. Like you can approach a venue and be like, hey, I run this community.
right.
You can approach the cold plunge people and be like, hey, I'm going to be partnering up with this coffee shop. I run this community. We want to bring you in as the, you know, cold plunge sponsor or whatever.
Mhm.
Come on in, bring in a couple cold plunges for us to use, sell some fucking products and services.
Yeah. And on top of that, I've talked to the business owners in Tarpon Springs multiple times, and they all say basically the same thing. The Sponge Docks right down the street manages to attract more of the money and more of the people every single time. And it's frustrating to them because they've been doing well for a long time. Now they're struggling.
The what does?
The the business owners in Tarpon Springs,
What's attracting the clients?
there's a place called the Sponge Docks,
What
and
is that?
it's right down the street from there. It's popular for selling sponges, and
Okay.
it's like a dock that kind of comes off of
Dock.
the
Gotcha.
main, yeah, it's like I don't know how you call it. There's boats and piers and all kinds of more fisheries type stuff. But it's also like a you got your gift shop, you got your local. It's got a fun factory, you know.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of random smaller stuff peppered along this roadway that leads into the ocean, basically. And that's like a secondary downtown also in Tarpon Springs. And
Right.
I guess according to the business owners, the local officials want people to frequent that area because it makes more money. Therefore, they don't advertise the downtown area that these business owners are in nearly as much. So, me as someone starting a group, if we start frequenting Tarpon Springs every week, it's an immediate magnet for these business owners, guaranteed.
Yeah. So
And then
yeah, man, let me know.
someone's gonna wanna partner up. But go ahead.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say is run that ad and create the inner circle chat.
Mm-hmm.
Start building it up. And then when you see that it's getting up to 20, 30 or so, let me know. And then we'll set up a call and we can start talking about getting the event going.
I will let you know. I will definitely need a bigger venue by that point, but oh yeah, dude, like and start a group chat and then yeah, I can totally build this up.
Yep.
I'll work on it. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. All right, boys. Top of the hour. Good call. That was a good training session, man. That'll be like a good group call for the archives.
Hell yeah. Thank
Oh
you,
yeah.
Brian.
See you guys in the Discord.
Later.
Peace.